Okay, here's just a quick startup procedure video for these HAFCO HM52Gs. They can be a little bit tricky because there's a few safeties and things like that. So I'll just go through a few of the things on it. We've got our main isolator switch down here. You can see there's a 0 and a 1. So obviously 0 is off, 1 is on. Now this little switch down here is so you can open up the door. So if you undo this screw and try and open the door, it won't open. So you get a flat blade in here, turn it up a little bit, and there's a little latch that allows you to open the door. If this isn't in the correct position when the door is shut, the switch won't work. So if you find the switch not turning easily, it might be the lever inside here. So we switch that on there, and we can see the lights have come on the display. There's a switch on the back here. So if that is off, then we obviously have no power on here. So make sure that is on and that the plug is pushed in all the way, because that can come loose a little bit. I believe there's also a micro switch in this back door. So if that's open, then the machine won't work. So you need to make sure that the switch is pushed in all the way properly. We've got an emergency stop button down the bottom here. So if that's in, machine won't function. We've also got a blade, a guard cover here. This one is removed, but inside this module here is a micro switch. So it needs to be in this position to work. If it's open, then the machine won't function. So this needs to be over. Sometimes you can hear a little click, but it needs to be in this position, which would be the door shut, to allow the machine to work. And then if it's open, it won't work. Okay, so main thing with this machine to get it started is if you try and push the green button, nothing will happen. You have to have the coolant pump off, and you must be in one of the off positions here. You'll see that if we push that, put it into off, we push the on button, this blue indicator light will come on. I don't believe all machines will have this, but some schools have this. But that gives you an idea that we've got power. If, for instance, this guard is open, you can see those two lights go off. So then it won't work. So if you've got it in the off position, one of these off positions, and it's not turning on, it could be this switch in the wrong position, door switch here, door switch on the back, or the emergency stop might be pushed in, because you can see that that is now off. If I release it, push the green button, it turns back on. When we've got these lights on, it basically means we can use the machine, select our speeds, slow and fast speed in counterclockwise, slow, fast in clockwise. Obviously we've got different speeds up here too, which you can change with the gears when the machine's not running. Then down the bottom here, we've got our horizontal spindle, clockwise and counterclockwise. So if I turn that on, you can see that turns on. And the same going the other way. Also got our auto feed on this machine, so power needs to be on. Then we can turn it on, excuse me, and the feed will work. You can vary that speed, or you can also do like a rapid by pressing that switch. There are micro switches on this here, so when the sensor hits the end, it will stop. Then it will start again when it releases off that, if you have that on. Same goes going the other way. Micro switch here. Now, if you're finding that it's not working, that table, it's only going one way, one of these little pins might be stuck in. They sometimes can get a bit sticky and get stuck in. So if it is sort of stuck in a bit and the power feed's not running in that direction, just try pulling the switch out a little bit, the little pin, and then see if that fixes your issue. You can turn that off. So that's the basic startup procedure. We've got a light here, coolant pump down the bottom here. You hear the pump running when that's on. But yeah, the main thing is if it's in an emergency state and this is off, or we have that on, it won't start. So you need to make sure it's in the off position, and then you select your speed and that e-stop. So it's just a little bit of a rundown on using this machine because it can be a little bit confusing if you're not sure. Thanks.